Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie and I am a energy reader, intuitive consultant, and who's just trying to get out self-love. I was thinking today, I really do want this channel to be about learning the importance of self-love, and really it's the key to life, because, and I'm still working on it. I'm not a master at it at all. But every day I try to figure out another way to get through this thing we call life. But anywho, saying that, it breaks my heart to see people suffer from other people that don't matter, and I have. It just keeps happening around me, so I feel like this is what I need to talk about. But everybody's whatever is their own. Okay, nobody's is alike. I wasn't this, I wasn't that, you weren't this. Everybody has their own shit and their own way of handling it, and that's because you're your own person, right? You have to think for yourself. And the importance of this and what you tell it, and not what other people have told you. And I think and so the reality of my awakening was they really lay it on you. So first I realized I was in a marriage where I didn't matter. Which was devastating to realize that, because you really give up everything, and you're not the person that you're supposed to be, and all just to make somebody else happy, and then you find you've neglected your other duties, and you've taken away a lot of people in your life, and all because you thought you were doing the right thing, and you did it for love, and this and that, and then you find out that it didn't matter, and it didn't matter. And so that's my emotional abuse, whether it was physical, which that was abuse too, because it never mattered. I was just a blow up doll, but that's another story. That's how I felt anyway. So then I realized that I go all the way back to my childhood, and because you have to do you go through a lot of shit when this stuff happens to you mentally. You start thinking about things differently. And then I realized that it was my father. It started at my father. My father laid the red carpet for me to go right to my ex. So I was set up. But anyway, so there's your other crushing thing. You're just like, oh my God, it goes all the way back to, and you're like, yeah, really, you never mattered. You never mattered in their eyes. And you just kind of went through life. I can't remember ever mattering to my father about anything. Unless he was humiliating me, by punishing me for something, whatever, it embarrassed him. So whatever. But then you go through this realizing what your life has been, and you start losing everybody. And you start realizing that you don't matter to anybody. So you have to matter to yourself, because if you don't matter to yourself, and I think that was my lesson, that was my lesson, was to matter to me. And so when you go through all of those other things, and then you're just like, all right, really, fuck it. All right, who gives a shit? I'm just going to be who I'm supposed to be. And then I find out that I wasn't. And honestly, I listened to the podcast Smartless. I absolutely love it. I want to hang out with all of them at Aniston's house. They had on I can't think of his name. Oh, Bradley Cooper. So they had on Bradley Cooper the other day, and Bradley Cooper was saying he went through this angry phase where he was just being an ass to everybody, you know, and it wasn't until oh my God, now I'm spacing on his name. We got Jason. And everybody's like, oh my God, everybody has your name. Will Arnett. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he goes, and it wasn't until Will Arnett came in and said, you're being an ass, you know. And I kind of felt like, I'm like, oh my God, that's Bradley Cooper. You know, you don't have any problems. And I just find it very interesting that we're all really in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. We all have a bazillion insecurities. They haven't had one person on there that was just like, oh, thank God, I got in. I got in and made a movie and did a, you know, they're letting us understand the backstory of being an actor. Now, you know, do I think they make too much money? Only yes, because I don't make the same money. But, you know, a lot of them do great things with it. Anyway, that's not what this is about. But yeah, so, and I see people suffering, and it's so, and I don't know how to say to somebody, you don't matter. You've got to move on, and you've got to face this reality and nip this in the bud now. And then who am I to tell them that? Who am I to be like, well, you better figure this out? So I'm not a person that goes at things slowly, maybe, and I do. I think once it's hit me, I'm just like, well, don't waste your time on it anymore. Don't waste your time on it anymore, and fix it, and figure out how to fix it. That's what I'm trying to do here, and I've had to do. So anyway, and here's another like lessons that they give you. So once you've gone through all of that, and you realize that you just have to focus on yourself, then they start testing you, and that's when it really gets interesting. You're just like, holy. And it isn't until you start passing those tests that you realize that you're not in control. But that you should start listening to you and start being who you are supposed to be. And you can't do that until you have self-love. So let's jump on the bandwagon and get to this whole self-love thing. And I'm going to come on as often as I think of something. And I'm also going to come on with stuff that pisses me off. And I'm also going to come on and talk about healing, ways of healing. And hopefully steering you. I'm hoping that the channel can just put thoughts into your head that will make you take it to the next level. Because I'm not the person to take you to the next level. I'm not the teacher. I'm the guider. Let's say I'm the guider. So I hope to guide anybody to finding self-love. And the first thing is you really got to pay attention to the relationships that you're in and the relationships that are around you, and think about how much you're valued in any of those. So, and it's not a matter of starting fights, not a matter of this, not a matter of that, it's not a matter of any of that stuff. It's just a matter of just going, yeah, no. I listen to Abraham Hicks all the time. And she's just like, yeah, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just say no. Just say no. It doesn't feel good, don't do it. And typically, if there's something in the back of your head, you're going, no, I shouldn't be doing this. I don't feel right about it. I don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. And it ends up being a whole shit show. The whole thing is just a shit show. So it's better for everybody involved, just to say no. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But that's a way you can start on the whole self-love thing too. You know, really ask yourself, does this make, and it's not selfish, does this make me happy? Is this something that I want to do? Am I compromising yet again? And, I mean, compromise is good, but yet again is old. So, okay, I've run out of steam now. Sorry, I get these little bursts and I come on here and I just talk. That's why it's called Cassie Talks. Thank you to my child. And for coming up with that one. Wonder where that came from. All right. Toodles, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. Love yourself. Okay.